Hey everybody, this is DP Carol, and today I have a topic for instrument pilots. Today's topic is how do we as instrument pilots depart an airport safely when it is IMC conditions? So, as some of you might already know, we have sometimes we have charted departure procedures that are published. Other times we have a textual description. Other times, we simply have to depart an airport under VFR, um, depending on the terrain around us, and if nothing is published. If we have a ODP, or Obstacle Departure Procedure, that is textually printed, for instance, we are allowed to fly it without receiving explicit ATC clearance to do so. In fact, if we have conditions at the airport of lowered visibility or ceilings, we really have to do that in order to ensure terrain and obstruction clearance for ourselves. So when there is an ODP, often this is at an airport where they cannot, ATC cannot positively radar identify you close to the ground, therefore they cannot give you radar vectors. Or it's possible that something like this would be necessary to be flown if the radar was out that day. There's a lot of airports that this applies to, and the only safe way for you to depart such airports is by carefully following the textual description of the obstacle departure procedure. Now, do not be confused by the clearance or lack of clearance you may receive from controllers. I have heard of clearances regarding an IFR departure from an airport with an ODP that have been highly varied. Sometimes they might say something as specific to you as November 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cleared to destination airport via the departure airport obstacle departure procedure. Climb, maintain 10,000. You are responsible for your own terrain and obstruction clearance through 9,000. Departure control frequency 124.8, squawk 1234. Now, just because you get a clearance someday that might not be quite so specific does not mean that you are necessarily safe to depart without doing the ODP. Because remember, you do not have to have a clearance to do it. So just because the controller doesn't say anything to you about flying it, you still need to do it. That's the only way you're not going to hit rocks. So if you were to receive a clearance such as cleared direct your destination airport at 10,000 and the rest of it, you still need to fly the ODP to join this en route clearance. If there's ceilings or visibilities that are lowered, otherwise you may hit rocks. So remember, it's the pilot's responsibility to understand our jobs, and the controllers understand their jobs, and often we don't understand each other's jobs. So pilots, make sure we understand our own. I want you to stay safe out there. Let's say you are in IMC, you're departing the airport via the ODP. You've carefully navigated using however the textual description tells you to navigate. Once you are positively radar identified by a controller, then and only then can they give you radar vectors on course. Until that point, you are responsible for your own terrain and obstruction clearance. The only way to do that, if it's IMC, is the ODP. Thanks for listening, everybody, and for learning along with me every day. I'm cheering for you.